78 days until Illinois kicks off its football season against Western Illinois. Last year, the Fighting Illini posted a record of 10-3, and Luke Altmyer, their quarterback, had a sensational season, and he's back for more, and he joins us right now on the show. Luke, appreciate the time. Thanks so much for doing this, and how you been?
I'm good. I appreciate it. Glad to be on. Working hard, working really hard to go win some games, I guess.
Yeah, I know last year wasn't your first year as a starter, but it was your first full season starting at Illinois from the beginning to the end. Just how do you kind of look back at what you were able to accomplish individually last year?
Yeah, grateful. I think number one, very thankful for the season that we had, the work that we put in, and all the products of our work. We worked really hard to create that 10-win season. Historically, Illinois hadn't been the best, hadn't put up the best numbers in the win-loss column. So to be able to do that for the community and for our team and our fans and for the Big Ten was really cool. It meant a whole lot to me, but it was a lot bigger than me. But worked really hard for it. But to be able to play 13 games in a really competitive fashion was really cool in this league. It's always been my dream to be in the position that I am, to be able to compete at a high level, to win double-digit games in the Big Ten, the SEC, wherever it is, man. To be able to play at the highest level of college football is a dream come true, and I don't take it lightly. And I work really hard every single day to be my best. So it's really cool, and we're excited for 2025 and creating some more memories. That's for sure.
There's more change. There's always change, but there's more change than ever now in college football because of the transfer portal. You talk about building a program, right, and what Brett Bielema has been able to do so far, and you guys having that momentum of 10 wins. How do you guys continue to build that program and top it this year when I know you guys return a lot of players, but inevitably players come and go more frequently now in the sport?
Yeah, I guess the prerequisite to kind of building is kind of having the right people in the building, having the talent and the gifted people to kind of do it. So, and I think that's there. We had a 10-win season last year, and that just didn't happen. It's because we have a lot of talented players who put it all together in a unified way to go make it happen. And a lot of guys, like I said, are returning. So the prerequisite is kind of there. You got the pieces. You got the pieces of the puzzle. It's about putting it together in the most unified way. So. And that just starts with Coach B. Coach Bielema's kind of identity of our program being tough, smart, and dependable, being consistent, and showing up and being the best version of ourselves every single day and doing the right thing and respecting every single day and respecting every single opponent that we face, whether it's ourselves or the team that's across from us. So we're using our gifts daily to be our best, not taking a day for granted and attacking each and every moment that we have, an opportunity that we have to be our best. And that's not for any reason, just other than to exhaust our gifts in the highest manner, and that's to go win a lot of games and to be our best and to set ourselves up for a great future. And so we're doing it in a very unified and loving and caring way for each other, and that leads to success. That was the formula for last year, and it's not going to change because we know it works. And like I said, we got the pieces to the puzzle. It's about putting it together daily to go do it on Saturdays, and that's our vision, that's our goal, and we expect to win, and we're excited. We're a confident group.
I know that you guys said that you have to kind of stay the course and not much change, but does it all feel as if there's a higher bar now with what you accomplished last year? Because I was just reading a poll the other day from Joe Klatt. He had you guys ranked as the 10th best team in the country entering this season. So I know that you got to stay true to yourself, but does it feel different going into this season than it did a year ago?
Yeah, it easily can feel different because there's a whole lot of outside media and outside sources telling you you're this or that, and it's very available and very accessible to us. So it's not like we don't see it, that's for sure. And we understand that there's a target on our back, but we understand also that's kind of what we asked for. We asked to be talked about, we asked to be on those polls and those preseason rankings and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, it does change a little bit, but man, you understand what's important and what matters. At the end of the day, it's humility and character and doing the right things every single day to create that. Because those outside sources and voices, they don't know what goes on inside of these walls in this building every single day and the work that's put in. So, and we understand as an older group and a more experienced group, that's what leads to being in those polls, to being in those top 10 lists. So it's something that we ask for, certainly. You can pay attention to a little bit, but a little too much will kind of lead you in a negative way, I think. And I've found that out, throughout my time in college. But understanding, the daily grind, the daily work in a good manner is leads to those double-digit win seasons and championships and postseason success. So that's what we're doing every single day. We have a good leader in Coach Bielema, who's a legend in this business, and it will go down as one of the greats. So we're being led by the right dude, and we got a lot of great pieces, and it's easy to get distracted, but we have a lot of good people to keep our head on straight. So.
And naturally, Luke Altmyer, there'll be positive voices, there'll be negative voices. There will be a contingent of people that will say, oh,
Yeah.
well, Illinois never had back-to-back 10-win seasons in their program. The other shoe's going to drop. Maybe they were just lucky last year. For people that still don't believe in this program, what do you say to them?
Yeah, for sure. With the good, there's the bad. There's people who believe and people who don't believe, and for their said reasons and their explanations. But again, like, I mean, our job isn't to really say to those people, what we think. It's not. Our job is to go play football and let those people kind of make their money in their areas of, saying what they want to say about us. Our job is to go work hard every single day and to go compete and expect to win and be confident. And of course, the history shows that a good Illinois team can't really go back to back with it and be good again. But that doesn't run through our mind one bit in this building at all. We know, like I said, we have the pieces, we have the talents, we have the gifts, and we're set up in a position to go do it again. And we expect to do it. And that's just the bottom line. We're confident and we're going to go get it. Not saying we're going to go undefeated and win 20 some games, whatever it is, or whatever. We're just going to do our best, and we got the pieces to do it. We're not worried about what other people have to say, good or bad. We're not distracted, and we're focused. And that's just the bottom line. Our job isn't to go prove anybody wrong or prove anybody right. Our job is to use our gifts together to be the best team that we can be, and let the rest fall in place.
Luke Altmyer here with us. So you started your college career at Ole Miss, and then you came over to Illinois. The last 2 years have been successful for you. There was a lot of talk, obviously, and you've talked about this before, if you were going to stay this past offseason. Ultimately, why did you elect to stay with this program and with this team instead of maybe going back down south?
Yeah, I just wanted to do the right thing. I wanted to be in the right place for my future, for the now, to be able to be in a position to be able to sustain success, to be able to be at my best, and to do the right thing for me personally and my future. And that's to be here around these people that I've earned my confidence and trust in, and have rooted myself deeply to be a good quarterback, here at the University of Illinois. And I have a lot of returning players that'll be with me, that'll be back, my 5 offensive line, and a lot of great pieces on defense and a lot of great pieces on offense, and my coordinator, my quarterback coach, and really everybody on the staff's back. Like, so I had no reason to go pick up and go do something else. I just didn't. I'm doing something really cool here. We as a team are doing something really cool here that means a lot to this community and to this conference, and we know that. And so we have an opportunity to do something that's never been done here at the University of Illinois, and that means a lot. It's bigger than me, and so it means a whole lot more than just my personal fulfillments and what I want. So there's a lot of substance in what I'm doing and where I'm at, and this is the right place for me to be at. And I wake up every single day knowing that, because I'm surrounded by right people, a lot of good talent, and we're set up to do something really cool here as long as we put it all together, like I said, in these summer months and early in August and into the season. So this is where we want to be. We expect to compete with the biggest and the baddest, and we expect to go win those games. So we're excited.
The team obviously had a lot of success last year. You obviously had a lot of success. But what's the next step for you individually in what you want to kind of show this year on the football field and get even better at?
Yeah, I'm always trying to grow my game, whether that's within the position of being a quarterback, with my mechanics, my velocity, my power, my consistency, and all that comes through just, being trained by the right people, being coached by the right people, and putting that together as experience goes on. So, there's a level of, getting better within the position, and that you can talk for days about, and that's what I'm working towards. But and taking care of the football and things like that, and just putting my teams in good positions throughout the game, whether that's taking a sack sometimes, or throwing the ball away, or making a big time play. Just being the best version of myself, and that's working on my game day in and day out. But intangibly, you can always get better. As a fifth year college player, as a quarterback, going into my third year here, being a quarterback here at Illinois, you're expected to be the vocal leader, the kind of intangible guy that they kind of look to kind of have that it factor, and kind of have that eye of the tiger kind of look to him. And that's something I'm developing every single day, and very confident in, because I know I got it. I know I got the tools and the gifts inside of me to be able to be that guy. And I'm working working tirelessly every single day to exhaust that in front of my teammates because I love them and I trust them, and it naturally comes out because I'm passionate about what I do and for the people I do it for. So just always trying to get better intangibly, and within my game, and hopefully that'll show come in the fall. So yeah.
I'll tell you, Luke Altmyer, my favorite part when I talk to college athletes is to hear about the adversity that they've had to overcome.
Yeah.
And it makes you tougher, obviously. That's, you don't have to just be a football, quarterback to go through adversity in life and then become better for it. At the end of that 2023 season, when you weren't playing the last few games of the season, what did that moment really do for you? And what did you really learn about yourself to get the player that we ultimately saw and the person that we ultimately saw last year?
Yeah, it was really difficult, as you could expect. I was going into that 23 season with, the dreams in the palm of my hand, being a starting quarterback at, with the best conference in the entire country, and with a team with a lot of expectations. It was all set up for me, and I didn't, I did well in some moments, but overall, I didn't play well. I just didn't. That's the truth. And so it was very, very difficult for me. It took a lot of soul searching and a lot of reevaluating of my values and beliefs and the confidence in myself and self-belief, because I don't think it was a talent issue. It was just more of a, afraid to fail and self-confidence and self-belief issue. And so, I was shook. I really was, those last three games. And I didn't understand it in the moment, but I understand it now. And, my strength and my confidence and my roots and values and principles are deeper than they ever were. I wouldn't trade a moment in that 23 season for anything in the entire world, because my character and my beliefs are so much stronger and deeply rooted than ever before because of it. I'm more thankful for the 23 season than I am for the 24 season, because I know those hard times and that 23 season will carry with me forever. I learned a lot in success from 24, but as we all know, failure can teach it, is one of the greatest teachers in all the world. So it was tough, even early in spring in 24, I was questioning if I even wanted to keep playing football because it was just so hard. It really was. It was difficult. I was going through it, but I kept putting, one foot in front of the other, listening to the right people, getting the right help. And, it ultimately, I worked on my mental and spiritual and emotional side of my life, because it was really one of my first times experiencing true adversity. And I was able to get back up, and I was. And like I said, it wasn't a talent issue. It was just, I was afraid to fail. I was scared of, kind of doing the wrong thing. And now, I'm really freed up. I really am, and I believe in myself. I believe in those gifts, and know I can do it. I know I belong. So I'm really thankful for the people that helped me get there in kind of 2024, and now I just play, have fun, smile, and enjoy being around my teammates, and I do something I love rather than, thinking this is who I am, and this is the end all be all for me. So, um, and I'm grateful for it. I'm just grateful for the ups, downs, and highs, lows, and it was very, very, very tough, but something that I'll carry with me forever. And didn't understand in the moment, but I understand a little bit more now, and as I go on about life, I'll keep on, revealing what that time was in my life. So very grateful for it.
Powerful answer right there. Luke Altmyer here with us as we're previewing the Illinois season. Before you got to Illinois, you were at Ole Miss and you were competing up against Jackson Dart, who was a teammate of yours. Now Jackson Dart, we're based out of New York, is with the New York Giants. Just what do you think Jackson Dart's going to be? Just out of curiosity, as a pro quarterback in the NFL, and what's your relationship still like with him?
Yeah, excited for him. He's a guy who's worked hard. He's a kid who was kind of overlooked in high school, didn't really get a whole lot of traction until his senior year, and was the Gatorade National Player of the Year for the right reasons. He lit it up, and went on to do some cool things at, at SC, and transferred to Ole Miss with me, and we competed and had some fun, and grew a really tight, close friendship and bond, because we really wanted the same things. We wanted to be great, and we were two quarterbacks in the same room, bouncing ideas off each other and just trying to get the best out of each other. And so, I love that dude. We every now and then we'll talk, but he's so focused on his thing. I'm so focused on my thing, and haven't really seen him in a while. So we don't communicate often, but man, there's such a deep respect for, from me to him, because he's such a great player and a competitor, but just the friend that he was and the friend that we were together at Ole Miss was really cool. And I'm excited for him. I know he's going to do good things because, one, he's talented, but man, he competes and he loves the game and he loves his teammates, and the connection that he had with his teammates at Ole Miss was really, really cool. So he's doing all the right things. He is, and I'm excited for him. And got a deep respect for him, and we have a close friendship. But haven't talked to him a while because we've been doing our own things. But an Ole Miss legend, and gonna be a good pro one day. So excited for him.
How'd you wind up at Illinois after leaving Ole Miss? Why was that the right move for you? How did that all go down?
Yeah, I was going to the portal and at the end of 22 and just wanted to find a spot I could play. That'd be the bottom line. I knew I could play at the highest level at the Power Four, conference, whether that was the SEC, Big Ten, or the Pac or the Big 12, where it was. I knew I could play at the highest level and be effective and be good at where that was. It was just about the right opportunity and the right fit and the right people around me. And going into it, I just wanted to be valued and felt believed in. And I remember my first meeting with Coach Bielema, who were in the portal for a quarterback, and he said, the one thing you'll get out of me is I'm going to believe in you every single day, and that's never going to change. And man, that was really eye-opening for me. I knew I'd be around the right people here at Illinois, and the opportunity was right for me to step in and to be effective and to go play and to make a difference in the offense. And they were a good team in 22, winning. I think they were starting off 7-1, and we didn't end the way they wanted to, but the direction and the leadership with Coach B was there, and I knew I could step in and be a part of it. And I think that's what you saw in 24. So, and looking just to grow that. So very thankful I ended up here.
After the bowl game victory this past year up against South Carolina, what was it like in the locker room when you guys eventually talked to Coach B about that whole little kerfuffle that he got into with Shane Beamer? You guys have a little bit fun in that moment, looking back at it, celebrating a bowl victory?
Yeah, it was cool. After the game, everybody just excited, having fun, and we were just competing. Not just as players, but coaches were competing. We wanted to win, and no
Yeah.
one wanted to win more than our head coach, Coach Bielema, and he cares about his players. So, um, we know he's super stoic. He's an older guy, and he's about his business. So we don't see a whole lot of that, only on Twitter and kind of in those moments. So to see him kind of compete and just let his human nature kind of come out, man, it fired us up and wanted us to go win even more for him and for ourselves. So he explained it in the best way possible, and it made a lot of sense. It did. The bottom line, he cares about what he does, and he loves his players, and he loves to win. So, and we saw that in that moment. There was really no other explanation for it. So, we knew that
I'll
going
tell
in.
you, you know what you
Yeah,
should
go ahead.
do when you score your first rushing touchdown this year. I
That'll
think when
be
you
that.
celebrate, you do the substitution kind of
No, that
celebration
could
in the end
definitely
zone.
stick. Yeah, that could definitely stick. We haven't even thought about that, but I think that definitely could stick. Yeah, for sure.
Well, there you go. We'll send you a
Yeah,
Zach Gelb Show shirt. Maybe you'll just throw that up as well
yeah,
in the
for
end
sure.
zone.
Yep.
Last thing I'll ask you, just because you guys had a very good season last year, and we talk about the tough times. You had that stretch where you lost back-to-back games. We know Oregon's a heck of a team, and anyone could beat anyone in the Big Ten, and then you lose to Minnesota. Why did that Minnesota game not end up derailing your season? Why did you guys play a really high level of football at the end of the year after that tough loss?
Yeah, I mean, we knew what we had created early in the season, and we knew, in this conference for one, it's very similar to the NFL. Anybody can beat anybody on any given Saturday, and we knew that Minnesota group was not just some average team. They were a good team who had a really good defense and a sound offense to go do the right things, and they played really well. I mean, their special teams guy won that special teams player of the week, made 3 long field goals. They did well on offense. They created a turnover on defense for us. They played better than us that day, and it wasn't like we were a bad talented group. We just they played better than us, and that was the bottom line. And we had a deep respect for them, but would you certainly want that one back. We knew we could play a whole lot better, but we knew the bottom line. We knew we were good. We were a good football team. We'd shown it, and it was proven. So we moved forward, and we put it to bed. We knew we had a lot in front of us too to win 3 games at the back end of the year, to do something here at this university that was really cool, and to put us in a spot to go play in a big time bowl game against a good team to go win it. And we did, and we knew it was in front of us, and we knew that we had the pieces to do it. And so we worked hard. We just, every single day we showed up with the right mentality, and Coach B didn't his consistency was showed even more, throughout that time, of his love and care, and his values never changed. It didn't. We did the right things. We showed up, practiced the same way we did the week before, and just kept on playing. We kept on putting one foot in front of the other, and we played tough. We played smart and played dependable, and we believed in each other. So, and yeah, it didn't shake us. It was definitely difficult the hours after, because we knew we let that one get away, but kept going. We kept going, kept showing up on Saturday, knew we were going to play a good team, and played well, used our gifts to be the best.
Well, we know you guys are going to have a tough football team this year. We appreciate it. Thanks so much. Really enjoyed the conversation. You be well, all right?
Yeah, appreciate you, man. Thanks so much.